Hello, church family. I hope everything is going well today. I am right now in Tennessee. I did a wedding yesterday. So, as far as I know, everything went well. I'm making this video before the actual fact. But I wanted to tell you a little bit of a testimony of how God has come through in my life. I am so excited, first of all, for what you're doing today. Because, like I told you months ago, if we are really getting serious about prayer, we believe that God is who He says He is, and we believe that He can do anything, then that means that we as a church are going to be going through things that are uncomfortable for us, maybe a little different. Maybe we're going to have these times where we get sold out to prayer and really focus on what we're supposed to be doing. Because the church, if we look back 2,000 years ago, was not born out of a new ministry, this new idea that someone really orchestrated really well, but it was about Jesus and His resurrection power and how people gathered together in prayer. And what we see is in the book of Acts chapter 2, the whole place shook because the people were doing exactly what they were supposed to be doing. So it was about a few years ago when we were, actually it was more than close to 10 years ago, I guess. We were really struggling financially, me and my wife were. And our church at the time gave us this amazing challenge that they handed out money to us, and they said, hey, I want you to take this, I want you to multiply it, pray about it, and find a way that you can multiply it, whether it be putting money into your gas tank and mowing someone's lawn and getting money from that. But they were wanting us to bring back this money for a huge harvest of an offering. We looked at ourselves, me and my wife both had $10 apiece. We didn't know what to do. We were not really that creative, to be honest with you. But we prayed and we prayed and we prayed and we asked God to lead us in what He wants to do. So we knew a friend that had a need, and we decided to give them that money. It was kind of a waste, to be honest with you, but in what we thought, but it was what we felt like God wanted. A couple weeks later, after we did that, we received in the mail 2 checks for $50 each for reimbursements from our college days that we didn't even know was coming, and it was way after we graduated from college. Another time when I was unemployed, and I've told you stories many times, is when we were struggling to make ends meet. We didn't have income coming in regularly. We didn't want to tell anyone we were struggling, and at this particular moment, we were having trouble trying to buy groceries. As we were praying and asking God to come through out of desperation, we heard a knock at the door, and it was a friend. We didn't get to see them, but someone had left a card in our front door, and in that card was $400. You see, sometimes I don't think we really understand what God can possibly do when we get serious and pray. Praying is not just this thing we do for 5 minutes in a day. And it's not just something we do over our food or do before we go to bed because we feel obligated. But it is communicating with the God of the universe, and I found that to be very true in my own life as well. In my prayer walks at work, I've seen people give me prayer requests, and I pray over those prayer requests, and they'll update me later on in the day about how something happened. Like just the other day, I was praying and walking at the mall. This lady said, hey, my husband is looking for a job. He's currently employed, but he's not really happy where he is. Can you pray about this interview he just went on? Actually, it's about this job he just heard about. And we haven't heard anything. We're getting a little discouraged. By 4:30, after we spent time in prayer, after I spent time in prayer, this woman had gotten a call that the husband had gotten a call about an interview for this job, and now I think he's been accepted into this new position. God can do anything, and it's not just in the times we feel like it, but He is always listening, and He cares so much. So don't stop praying. And this, if we are serious about this, could start a massive revival. So I encourage you to give it some thought, give it prayer, and give it serious action.